5. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to TV5 News Live for Thursday, December 6th. I'm Susan Onrad.
And I'm Pat Gray. Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be bringing you this evening.
The Taliban is apparently willing to surrender one of the last cities under their control.
Tom Ridge is urging the nation to be prepared.
And a local resident is asking that the Clarion Borough Council place speed limits on her street.
We'll have those stories plus more coming up in the next half hour. But first, our top story. Police say a SWAT team has found the body of the gunman who opened fire at a factory in Goshen, Indiana. County Sheriff's Department says the man is believed to have been a disgruntled employee who has been fired or was about to be fired. There's not word yet on additional deaths, but at least one person is hospitalized in serious condition after being taken by helicopter to Fort Wayne. The gunman died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
The Taliban agreed to surrender their last stronghold, but will they give up their spiritual leader? And the bodies of 2 of the 3 Green Berets killed by the friendly fire in Afghanistan are on their way home. Skip Lozier has a wrap of the day's events. Sorry for our technical difficulties right now. We'll get that to you later. Meanwhile, the bodies of 2 of the 3 U.S. Special Forces soldiers killed near Kandahar, Afghanistan, Germany. The 2 died when a so-called smart bomb from a U.S. B-52 missed its target and landed near their position. The bodies arrived earlier today at Ramstein Air Base along with a 3rd U.S. serviceman. Officials say the 3rd soldier suffered a fatal head injury after falling from his bunk bed aboard a U.S. aircraft carrier.
While the war in Afghanistan continues, Tom Ridge says he's working to develop a long-term, comprehensive strategy for Homeland Security. The Homeland Security Director was the keynote speaker today at a news executive conference in Washington, D.C. Ridge says the U.S. is more prepared to respond to an attack, but he says the country has to work toward a perfect system.
But every day we have to work toward the perfect system. And I'm confident that I can tell you that every day that I've held this office, we are, at the end of every day, we've gotten better and stronger and more prepared than we were the day before.
Ridge also spoke to state lawmakers today about the role of each state in guaranteeing our nation's defense against terrorism.
Dorothy Miller is not your average resident at Liberty Towers. She played the piano, she even sings in the church choir, and she delivers newspapers to residents in Liberty Towers. But more importantly, she's taken on an issue that many residents, including herself, feels is important. Here's what I found today.
Simple, but it's more complex than Dorothy anticipated. It involves a local alley, and it's earned her a lot of attention.
I just took this on myself as I could see what was happening.
Dorothy feels the problem is simple.
The major problem, as I see it, is that we are all older people, and it is
into the post office, library, and banks, and a lot of tenants do use that doorway. And as soon as you leave our property, which is only about 7 feet back there, you're onto the alley.
Burford came up with her own solution.
Well, I was glad to see that they're considering putting writing right on the road. I don't know how long it would last on such a busy alleyway, but I was glad to see that, and I think just making people aware that our tenants do use that as a walkway could help.
When I asked Dorothy what one thing she would tell the Borough Council, here's what she had to say.
Well, the only thing I would know to tell them, I did send them a letter with my thoughts and what I thought would be a help. And if they would go through that again and really, keep it in their minds that it is for the good of the people here, and see if they could work from that then on to something different if they want to add to it.
Now, I did contact the police chief, and he declined an interview with us. However, when I talked to Dorothy, she said that some alternatives to slowing down the traffic would maybe be to place some speed bumps right in front of the walkway in which they enter and exit the building, perhaps maybe placing some of those yellow pedestrian signs that we see on Main Street also to try to slow the traffic down. Live from the newsroom, Chris Portman, TV5 News.
Thanks, Chris. A man suspected of mailing hundreds of fake anthrax letters to abortion clinics was to appear in federal court in Cincinnati today. Authorities caught up with Clayton Lee Wagner outside a Kinko's store Wednesday. He had been on the run since escaping from an Illinois jail in February and was on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. U.S. Attorney says he'll ask that Wagner be held without bond on charges of being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm.
Stay with us. TV5 News has more to come.
After the break, holiday spirit is in full bloom in the Clarion University campus. Mark Despotakis will be here with the story.
And astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour are in high spirits. We'll have the details after the break.
But first, we want to hear from you. It's your turn, the residents of Clarion, to voice your opinions.
Call or write us here at TV5 and tell us what you want to hear on our newscast, or if you have any other comments regarding Clarion's very own TV5.
Clarion and offers all-day delivery. Phone 226-5555. That's 226-5555. Fox's Pizza Den is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Phone 226-5555.
Wardrobe for some TV5 News anchors, provided by Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy, girls, or fashion for women, they have it all, with many different styles. Fashion Bug also offers a wide selection of accessories. Fashion Bug is located in the Clarion Mall, just off of Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m., and Sunday from noon till 5.
This portion of the program was made possible through a grant from Clarion Hospital. Clarion Hospital is located off of Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Clarion Hospital offers outpatient services, transitional care, as well as an emergency room open around the clock every day of the year. More than 400 employees and 80 physicians work to serve the community. Call the Clarion Hospital at 226-9500. Clarion Hospital, providing health care to Clarion County and surrounding communities since 1954.
Do you want complete coverage of local, state, national, and international news as it happens?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to TV5 News Live.
Tune in to Clarion's very own TV5 News Live for complete coverage of the Clarion area and our world. TV5 News crews join with crews from the world's news leader, CNN, to provide complete coverage of the day's events. With advanced satellite capabilities, TV5 News can bring you the latest news as it happens. So tune in every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings for Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
This is TV5 News Live.
Welcome back. The holiday season is now in full swing here in Clarion. Yesterday, the official lighting of the holiday tree took place on the university campus. Clarion's very own Mark Despotakis was there for the festivities.
A new tradition for Clarion indeed. Last night marked the first annual holiday tree lighting outside of Clarion University's Carrier Administration Building. Why start this?
Well, I think because of September 11th, that it's nice to come together as a community and to remember the tragedy, but also to remember what the holidays are all about, and to wish for peace, and to do it with the ceremonial lighting of a holiday tree.
Trees and gatherings of family and friends have always been a part of this time of the year. But this year, those gatherings seem so much more important. This tree lighting service included a moment of silence for those affected by the tragedy of September 11th. One CU student, Candida Robertson, appreciates the tree lighting.
And I really like it because I'm from New York, and in New York they have this all the time. So it's just like I feel more at home now that they have like a ritual like this. Like where I live, I look out my window and I see the Twin Towers. Now, like it's like weird. I went home for Thanksgiving. It was like weird. It wasn't the same.
Tonight's holiday tree lighting was designed to celebrate the holidays here in Clarion, as well as remember those who were affected by the tragedy of September 11th. But this tradition will probably continue in years to come with more additions.
In the future, we'll have like the bell tower, which may bring more students down after the bell tower is put in place next summer.
It's something that a lot of campuses don't do. Friends that go to other schools, and I just thought it's neat, you know, something that brings the campus together, especially at a time like this.
Sometimes the simple act of a tree lighting can help us through troubling times. Friends, family, even strangers, and people of all ages can gather together and admire the Christmas tree. At Clarion University, Mark Despotakis, TV5 News.
The state treasury has enjoyed a $100,000 profit. The state treasurer began auctioning the unclaimed profit on eBay at the end of May. State Treasurer Barbara Hafer says her department has racked up more than $100,000 from the sale of more than 1,200 items. Hafer says the internet enables the department to reach a wider audience and to avoid the overhead costs of traditional auctions. Pennsylvania is the first state to auction unclaimed property on a continuous basis.
The Space Shuttle Endeavour is right on schedule for tomorrow's rendezvous with the International Space Station. On board the shuttle is the three-man Alpha crew, which will man the space station until May. The shuttle is also carrying thousands of small American flags. They'll be given to the families of those killed on September 11th and survivors of the terror attacks. Stay with us. TV5 News Live has more to come.
The state of New Mexico is trying to save orphaned bear cubs.
And the mayor of New York has said he will still be running local charities after he leaves office.
But first, here's a look at tonight's winning lottery numbers.
I am an American. I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I
am an American.
I am an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I'm an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
September 11, 2001 tragedy was not only the tragedy of one nation, it was a tragedy for the entire human race. And if the perpetrators were Arabs or Muslims, we should not blame this on Islam or the entire Islamic faith. We should try to avoid these epithets because they have got serious consequences for innocent people. It is very necessary for us to detach the individual acts from their faith and from their ethnicity.
You'd never know it on the battlefield, but nearly half of today's military are National Guard and reservists. However, they can't answer our nation's call without their employer's support. If you're an employer, visit esgr.org and find out how to do your part. After all, their response depends on yours.
You're watching TV5 with Zeta Tau Alpha.
This is TV5 News Live.
Welcome back. The state of New Mexico is trying something new in an effort to deal with their growing population of orphaned black bear cubs. 25 of the cubs will be placed in artificial dens over the next 2 weeks. State game and fish biologist Rich Beausoleil says it's never been tried before, and he's not sure if all of the cubs will make it through winter without a mother. However, the findings should prove helpful to other states with the same problem. More cubs than usual were orphaned this year in New Mexico because of a shortage of berries and acorns.
College and university campuses across the country are traditionally the most fertile ground for idealistic students looking to speak out against the government. Attending peace rallies during a time of war has been a rite of passage for many undergraduate students, not only during Vietnam, but other military actions as well. But Bill Delaney reports that things have changed.
Way over on the left bank of the main stream, Harvard, right? That bastion of hardcore East Coast, pointy-headed liberalism. Well, now, hear this.
It's particularly important to honor all forms of public service, including the service of those who wear uniforms.
A bit of old-fashioned flag-waving from former Treasury Secretary and now Harvard President Lawrence Summers, who for weeks now, since September 11th, has pitched patriotism in speeches and just around campus to alumni, faculty, students at a place where the view from the ivory towers not been colored in with all that much red, white, and blue for a generation.
I think there were some cleavages created during the Vietnam War period, Watergate, after September 11th. I think there are some truths that we can coalesce around.
And are coalescing. A Harvard studies found 3 of 5 college students nationwide now actually trust the federal government.
Encouraging patriotic values at Harvard extends even to ROTC, though it's been banned from the campus since the 1970s. If you're Harvard ROTC, you train here, down the road a piece, at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
President Summers has praised the ROTC, even though at Harvard it's never exactly been the 101st Airborne. This unit's a bit more brainy than brawny. But Harvard senior Charlie Cromwell says he and 40 or so other Harvard students in ROTC no longer get even the occasional dirty look.
From the students, instead of being kind of skeptical of me walking around my uniform, it's more appreciative, and I really am thankful for that.
All the uniformity does worry some.
The voices that push us towards patriotism, while valid, also should be checked and should provide for a dialogue.
But right now, on campuses around the country, few are swimming against the tide. Bill Delaney, CNN, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Though he will no longer be mayor, New York's most popular figure will still be working with local charities. Mayor Rudy Giuliani says he plans to keep a promise to donors that he remain involved with the Twin Towers Fund. The outgoing mayor, who leaves office December 31st, says he plans on forming a new organization to administer the $113 million charity.
A life skill worker at the Cornell Abraxas home for troubled girls has waived a preliminary hearing and will enter a plea bargain. According to the story published earlier this week in the Erie Time News, Jody Lee Bish is expected to enter a guilty plea to a count of institutional sexual assault and a count of involuntary deviant sexual intercourse. In exchange, the police will dismiss 3 criminal charges filed against the former Marionville man on November 13th.
The warm temperatures of yesterday gave way to chilly air today.
Chris Portman now joins us with a look at the TV5 Center forecast to tell us if the winter is just around the corner.
Throughout most of the week, we saw increased temperatures yesterday. In fact, we reached an all-high 23 degrees above the normal temperature for December. It felt more like April 5th than December 5th. But what does today have in store and for the rest of the weekend? Let's take a look at our satellite image. As you can see, a band of low pressure moving all the way down through into Texas. It's bringing rain showers. In fact, that's why we'll see rain showers, possibly some thunderstorms overnight, and then into tomorrow morning, some rain showers. Then taking a look at our fronts on Friday, again, you can see after that low pressure system moves through our area, we'll have a little increase in temperatures, not much. In fact, on Saturday, we could see possible snow showers because of these 2 high-pressure systems in the west that'll be moving into our area by Saturday. Lows are going to be in the 20s on Saturday. So what does the rest of the nation look like on Friday? Well, in New York, 59 degrees, partly cloudy skies after that low-pressure system moves through. Miami, 83 degrees and rain showers. Topeka, Kansas, you can see sunny and 50 degrees, and off in the west, San Francisco, sunny and 62 degrees. Then our next map will show us exactly what the outlook will be like on Saturday. Again, you can see the dropping in temperatures, 52 degrees in New York, 50 degrees and partly cloudy skies in Washington, and then because of the lake effect snow, Chicago could see increased, perhaps, precipitation that'll turn into snow, and they could have some accumulation because of the lake effect snow. So then the rest of the weekend and into next week, well, if we take a look at our 5-day planner, we can see on Friday, 45 degrees. Then Saturday, when those high-pressure systems move in, 37 degrees is a high with some snow showers. Then for Steelers Sunday, 36 degrees is a high, 25 is a low. Make sure to bundle up. On Monday, 39 degrees, and on Tuesday, 40 degrees. And that's your weather for TV5. I'm Chris Portman. I've enjoyed bringing you the weather each and every Thursday night, and I look forward to seeing you after the holiday break. Back to you, Pat and Susan.
Thanks, Chris. Stay with us. TV5 News Live has more to come.
When we return, Tyler Zorgo will join us with the TV5 Sports Report.
But first, here's a look at how local stocks fared on Wall Street today.
We're stronger than you. You can't hold us back. Violence, we know what it takes to blow past you.
And violence, we're just getting going.
On September 11th, America faced terrorist attacks of the worst kind. Innocent lives were lost, and a sad cloud was cast over this great nation. These acts were intended to cause fear among all Americans, including our children. But we cannot let that happen. There are things we can do to help our kids. Talk with them, listen to them, tell them they're safe and that they're loved. God bless you, and God bless America.
Cellular One has plans that fit the way you talk. For all the who's, whens, whys, and wheres, there's a plan that's right for you. This year, make someone's holiday happy, happier, or the happiest of all with one of these great phones. Plus, get a free line of phone service, unlimited nights and weekends, free long distance, and free voice-activated dialing. However you talk, Cellular One. Plans that fit the way you talk.
Whether you are looking for seasonal flowers, wedding flowers, or plants, Wilshire's Flowers and Gifts has them all, plus a vast array of gifts ranging from dolls, balloons, fruit baskets, and plush toys. Stop by Wilshire's Flowers and Gifts located on Merck Street in Clarion. Wilshire's offers same-day delivery. Phone number 226-7070 or 1-800-833-3571. The phone answers 24 hours a day. Tyler Zorger joins us now with the TV5 Sports Report.
What is the state of baseball?
What is the state of baseball? Whatever happened to the American pastime? Baseball is supposed to resemble our nation, and to tell the truth, sometimes I think it does, upside down and backward, not knowing what to do. Is contraction the way to go? Not all people think so, especially fans from Minnesota.
Real crisis. I'm 50 years old. The Minnesota Twins have been around for 40 of those years. Every person in Minnesota who is my age or younger has had a hometown team to root for pretty much their entire life. And that's just going to end because 30 Major League Baseball owners and one commissioner don't have to play by the same rules as everyone else.
The Fans Act
On to my favorite subject, the Steelers. They'll be going up against the New York Jets this Sunday at Heinz Field. But to tell you all Steeler fans out in Clarion, we're going to need you. That's all for TV5 Sports Report. I'm Tyler Zorger. Now back over to Pat and Susan.
That's all for this edition of TV5 News.
This was our last broadcast for 2001, but we'll return again in February at our new time, 7 o'clock p.m., with more TV5 News Live.
As we leave you tonight, here are some pictures of local neighbors decorating their houses for the holidays. Until February, I'm Susan Onrad.
And I'm Pat Grace. For everyone here at TV5, good night and happy holidays.